In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to upgrade your Campbell canned soup into a rich, luscious, truffled mushroom soup. It is so yummy and so easy. Anyone could make this. Hey guys, so today I'm really excited because I'm gonna be showing you guys a cheat recipe where we will be using Campbell mushroom soup. Yup, we'll be turning this into an awesome truffle mushroom soup, like the kind that you get at a restaurant, and it's honestly so easy to make. It's one of those dishes where, like, you know, you kind of like press for time, but you've got to bring something amazing to a potluck, and you're like, you don't want to be one of those people that like just brings a Campbell mushroom soup. You want to kind of like jazz it up a bit, and you know, your friends are gonna think you're fancy. But yeah, it's actually so easy. It takes no time at all, and yeah, let's just dive right in. I'm getting hungry. Okay, so now we want to start with our mushrooms. Using two types of mushrooms today. We've got our Swiss browns, and we've also got our mini Portobello mushrooms. If you've only got white mushrooms, you can use that as well. But the Swiss browns and mini Portobellos just give so much of a more robust and richer, like earthy mushroom flavor, which is really nice for this kind of dish. Now, if you are going to be doing this in advance, I would recommend you to kind of just take a paper towel like this, just wet it, kind of like clean off the dirt just like that. You can wash them if you want to, but you have to use it immediately. So it leaves them with lesser time to absorb all the extra moisture, which we don't really want in our dish. Just rinse them, and you know, I've drained off all the excess liquid, right? And then now we're gonna get to cutting. So let's start with our mini Portobello mushrooms. Some people don't like to use the stem, but I do. I do think there's a lot of flavor, and I'm not too fussed about it. But you know, we're just gonna take it off first. And we're gonna cut all the caps first and then cut all the stems after that. So you can do slices if you want, but I'm gonna be cutting it in kind of like chunky cubes, just really roughly. And so for the mushrooms, I'm gonna go with like some smaller pieces and then some bigger slices to just show that there's mushroom in there. Now for the stems, you can choose to cut off just the tip if you want and discard that. And then I'm just gonna be cutting it up just roughly. I'm done with my portobellos, and I'm gonna move on to the next mushroom, the Swiss browns. You can even flip it over if it's got a shorter stem, and that makes it easier to cut as well. And just bear in mind that mushrooms do shrink by quite a lot, so you don't want to cut it too small. So you want to slice it across halfway first, and then you want to just cut it this way, and then flip it across, and then we're gonna go this way. I've got two garlic cloves here. You just wanna smash that, and then we're just gonna roughly chop it. Because we are boiling this in a soup, I don't really need to chop it that finely, just roughly will do, and the flavor is all gonna go in anyways. Go in with some oil. And then we're gonna go in with our onions. Always put your onions before your garlic, just because garlic burns really quickly, and onions take more time to kind of wilt. Now you want to get the onions to a stage of browning in the stir fry stage. You don't want to just chuck the onions in and then put the rest of the ingredients and then put your soup and just boil. Yes, if you do it that way, it will get soft. But we want this process, and it takes time because you see this beautiful brown char marks here. Onions have sugar in them, natural sugar, so that's what's gonna, with this dry heat, it's gonna caramelize it very nicely. You start to see it brown, we're gonna go in with our garlic. Feel free to add a bit more oil if you need it. Oh, you can smell that amazing garlic and onion flavor. It's just so good. And it's what forms the base flavor to this soup that's gonna give it that richness. Okay, garlic's brown, you don't want it to burn, so we're gonna go in with our mushrooms. It looks really dry at the start, but don't worry about adding too much oil. Just let the heat do its thing. It's gonna start to wilt, and soon you'll start to see water come out. You come to this stage where it's steaming, you see liquid bubbling in there. You kind of just want to leave it. Don't stir it too much. And what we're going to do is let all that liquid kind of evaporate so that we get a very concentrated mushroom flavor. 3 sprigs of thyme. Here, these are fresh thyme. Just pull the leaves downwards. You kind of start to see it just strip off the stem. You can see the liquid has kind of like evaporated. We're gonna give it a good stir. Thyme and mushroom, you guys. It's just so good. At this point, we're gonna go in with our seasoning. I'm gonna add some salt. Give it a good stir. I've got some butter left over, so I'm just gonna pop it in because I gotta finish it. Okay, and the aroma just smells so good. My goodness. Going in with 2 cans. Half a can of milk and a can of water. So why I use milk is because that's what's gonna give it that really rich and creamier consistency. You can do all water if you want, that's thinner. You can do all milk if you want, that's even thicker, but I have tested it and I kind of like a texture that's kind of like in between. I'm gonna add a bit of Worcester sauce. I'm going in about 2 tablespoons worth. Just gives a bit of a richer flavor. And I'm also going in with some freshly cracked black pepper. Okay, so you can see after simmering for 10 minutes, a bit browner and the flavor is richer, the mushrooms are softer, so we are good to go. You can turn off the fire. And I'll be going in with my truffle oil. You guys should taste it and see how truffly you like it. Oh yes. Just look at that luscious, oh yes. We're ready to eat. It just smells amazing. Like my entire kitchen and living room just smells like truffle right now. I'm gonna go in for a taste. Gonna get one of those like chunky mushroom pieces. Oh my. It does not taste like Campbell at all. It is, oh wow. It's just so flavorful. You've got that like kind of rich, meaty flavor from the Worcester sauce. You've got an aromatic thyme going through that soup and that truffle oil, obviously. And it's just one of those like decadent treats you can give yourself or your family without spending a whole lot of money. A bowl of this will cost you like $6 to $8 outside, but you can make it right here at home. Just gonna go in for another bite because it just smells so good. Oh boy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to me on YouTube. And yeah, I hope you guys try it out and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!